Welcome back, everybody, to one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube. Do not fact check that. We have a very special video for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about our upcoming 100-mile run. So we got Derek right here. He was part of our squad when we ran the marathon. Basically, in today's video, we are going to outline what we've done to prepare so far for the 100-mile run, you know, why we signed up, how long we've prepared for, and basically how we're feeling going into it overall. So right now, it's Thursday morning. We're heading down to the race site, basically get our packet pickup, and then we have really only about 48 hours till race time. So it starts Saturday at 4 a.m. and it ends Sunday at 10 a.m. So it's a 30-hour total event, so stay tuned. All right, we are here. Nick Simi has arrived. So we're here to pick up the packets and scout out the race event. So we are officially here. We just picked up our packets. There's the Burning River flag, but I think we are standing at the finish line. So I think it's these flags right here is where you finish. We just picked up the packets and we're getting ready to run. Boom. All right, guys, we're locked in. We've signed up. We got our packet pickup. Here comes Derek. Derek, God, look at him. He's already running.
He's swagged out.
Yeah, so Derek decided he wanted to purchase all the stuff from the gift shop that they possibly had. Dang, he even has the Burning River mask on.
Come on, guys.
Wow, look at that.
Try to stop me.
All right, so what we're gonna be talking about real quick is our running backgrounds, what we've done to prepare, and basically how long we've been preparing for. So first and foremost, if you guys have not watched our marathon video, we did a marathon challenge where we basically trained for like a week, not a whole lot. We trained for a marathon, ran it without stopping, and now we have signed up for a 100-miler. For me personally, I started running more than 2 miles, maybe like a year ago. My first thing that I ever did was a Spartan race. It was about an 8-mile run. So that was the furthest I had ever ran, and again, that was 1 year ago. After that point, I didn't do any running for about a whole year, and then I started back up when Nick came and visited me in Ohio, and I was like, hey, let's go try to run 5 or 6 miles, and this is about 2 months ago now. So we ran 5 miles, and then Derek, right here, came and visited me, and we ran a 7-mile run the first day he got down there. And then from there on out, we went from 7 miles to a half marathon that same week. And then from that half marathon, we were like, all right, dude, next time I see you, we're gonna try the full marathon without stopping, which is the challenge video that we did last time, which ultimately leads us to today. So that's my running background. This is definitely out of the box for me, and we have a good challenge on our hands. All right, we got the Cub here with us. This is Derek Ezel. Tell everybody what your running background is like, when you started running, and how long you've been preparing for the 100-miler.
I guess I really started running in Marietta. I started hiking a bit just to get out of the house with COVID and everything going on. Then I started running on a state highway, State Route 7. Brutal, but I would do 2.5-mile runs, and I thought I was doing, what I thought was well. Then I decided to take a trip to Austin, Texas with Clay here. First day down there, after 8 beers and 3 hours of sleep, we ran 7 miles, no stops.
Yeah, so he was 230 pounds. He is now around 200 pounds heading into this 100-miler, and it has been 2 months. So he went from essentially no running to a 100-miler in 2 months. Very similar to Nick and I, but he didn't have the background at Ohio State football that Nick and I had, so I would say he was at even more of a disadvantage.
I've always trained, I've always done weightlifting, I've always bulked. I've never cut. I've always bulked. Dirty bulks, Mexican food, you name it. I was taking all the supplements and really just didn't know how to process all of it. I didn't realize what I was putting my body through, so really started cutting and running and feeling a lot healthier, and really just embracing all the running culture and everything.
So we basically went from no miles to 7 miles to 13 miles to 26 miles, and now we're going for 100 miles. So let's get after it. Boom. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, my partner in crime, Nick Simi. Nick, give them your running background, your amount of time you've been training specifically for this 100-miler.
I have not been running very long, but what Clay and I kind of tap into and go into are really our past experiences and how it has prepared us mentally for this challenge and really for this race overall. So I would say the experiences that we had walking on to the team, or maybe just hardships that we endured earlier in our life, kind of helped callous and mold their mind for this.
We may not be physically prepared as we should be, or as most people are for these type of things, but I think we have the mental edge for sure.
So in the marathon video, we kind of explained our background a little bit. I started in May. Clay took me out on a run in Columbus. He's like, hey, let's go run 5 or 6 miles. I was like, you crazy? I've never even... So I thought he was punishing me. So I was thinking to myself, like, what did I do wrong? Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I understand his quarantine might be sick of me by now. But so we go out on that, and it really fueled this passion for endurance sports. Since then, also started a company called Big Runners Club. So if you haven't...
Shout out Big Runners Club.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out.
Yeah.
It's an awesome community.
I'll link it down below.
But anyways, started really in May. Started out with that 5 or 6 mile run. Loved it ever since. Took up biking, running, swimming. And yeah, since then, we're ready to get after it.
Do you have any other thoughts for them?
Let's get to it.
Some of the questions that we get is like, why are you guys doing this? That sounds insane. Why are you running 100 miles? Especially for people like us. I mean, they're both over 200 pounds. I am not over I'm like 180 something right now. But we're definitely bigger. We prefer, stop that. But the reason we're doing this is because it's hard for us. Running is something that I think all three of us can agree on that we never thought we would be doing. And the reason why we're doing it is because we're seeking those mental challenges. We want to make ourselves better in any possible way. We're trying to find as many ways as we can to not only inspire you guys, but to inspire ourselves and to level up mentally. And so for us, 100 miles is something that I can attest for all three of us, we never thought we would be doing. And we just feel like this is the right type of challenge to take on, even with our, I guess, unpreparedness level. I feel like this is generally, you know, the best thing we could do to challenge ourselves right now. So why do you guys feel like you guys are doing it?
Really just pushing myself, seeing what I'm capable of, and just trying to find that spark, you know, trying to find a way to stay active, just be mentally, you know, capable, just not trying to be an idiot, just trying to be an animal.
There we go. Don't be an idiot, be an animal. Nick, what about you?
So I would probably say, first, find a group of people that will support you. So that's been something huge for me, is not to go along this journey or through this journey on my own. So it's so important for me to have the friendships and have the support. Because if you go ahead and you just go and chase a trophy or chase an achievement by yourself, at the end of the day, you know, you're kind of left with nothing after that. I would say first, find the support, and second, you know, find your why, and then find your 100 miler. We're not saying like, hey guys, you guys had to go do 100 milers because we did it, but we want to say, hey, we're pushing ourselves to this level. So wherever you're at in your fitness journey, we want you guys to push yourself to a level that is maybe a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe it's not normal for you, but it's something that, you know, through basically a brotherhood or a sisterhood or, you know, family group, that you guys can go to levels that you guys never thought, you know, really imaginable.
So it doesn't have to be a 100-mile run, but go find your 100 mile and make sure you guys are getting after it. That's the motto we want to preach here. Last piece for you guys is going to be our actual game plan going into this run. We don't know at all what we're doing, but basically so far what our game plan is we tried to figure out who our race crew was going to be. Then we figured out what's our nutrition going to be, what equipment do we need to bring, and what's our run plan. So those were really the 4 areas that we focused on in terms of planning. Race crew, we have Nick's family. They're going to come out inside of an RV, and then my mom is going to be there as well to support us. And then we have a videographer coming to create some awesome content for you guys. Yeah, shout out to Tommy. And then beyond the race crew, really the nutrition and equipment, we're basically just Googling it and trying to figure out what everyone else is doing and trying to copy them, because we have no idea what's going on. And then run plan. This is again something we don't know a whole lot about, but we're thinking our goal is to finish it in under 24 hours, which is a really hefty goal for your very first time, especially because the cutoff time for this race is 30 hours. So we're aiming to run around a 13-minute per mile pace, which sounds slow, but it's not for 100 miles.
That's also accounting for stops. It's not necessarily just our running pace. Well, it kind of is, but that also accounts for stops that, you know, leads into our pace.
Right. And so with these stops, there's basically different aid stations. Like we have our families planned to go to different ones, and we're gonna try to do like, the most we're gonna stop for is I think 20 minutes or 25 minutes.
Yeah.
The plan was to do 30 originally, but I just don't think we have enough time for that if we wanna finish in 24 hours. So really game plan is gonna be trying to finish in under 24 hours with our legs still intact. Yeah, do you guys have anything to say about the game plan?
We're gonna do 6-minute run, 4-minute walk.
Yeah.
Trying to stay consistent to that and sticking to the plan.
Yeah, we are fully planning to you know, to be hurting during this. So we know the pain's coming. We just want to make sure we have the right amount of calorie intake, the right fluid intake, and then ultimately, you know, being able to just suffer for 30 hours or 20, hopefully 24 hours we finish in. You guys have any last mindset tips for them or mentality tips that you guys are thinking of as you're going into this race?
After reading David Goggins' book, if you haven't read that, go read that. David Goggins frames it in terms of a cookie jar, and you have to go back in there and recall, you know, vivid emotional experiences of your achievements. Maybe it's, hey, I took 2 steps further in this race, but guess what? I got to that point. So you're almost filling yourself with that emotion and that thought and taking it away from the negativity that you might be filling your mind.
Yeah, that's something Nick and I have talked about before. We always like to call it like getting the chills. Like if you can get yourself to have like chills running down your spine, that means you've achieved that level of that emotional like point where it really pushes you to be able to go further. So if you can think of some experience or some emotion or some achievement or somebody doubting you, whatever it is that you need to get that visceral emotion or that chills running down your spine, it actually gives you a physical advantage because then you can run further and endure more pain.
Mine's a little bit different. I just like to check out mentally. That means thinking of almost nothing, and my mind is just a blank space. So whether it be the music I'm listening to or just, you know, thinking back on my life and just how it's, you know, played out to this scenario and where I'm at currently, just trying to understand all of that. And by the time I come out of that weird mental checkout, 30 minutes have gone by. And then I'll be able to check in and make sure I'm hydrated, have nutrition on me, hit one of those, and then just go blank again.
Being able to check out is super important, especially for the amount of time that this is gonna take. So I think a lot of people are able to, you know, use that method and be able to check out because it gives them really a way to kind of avoid feeling or taking on any of that suffering. For
recognizing any of the pain, you just forget about it.
All right, guys, so that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Derek, is that the tag on your shirt right there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on there.
God, he's the king of the gift shop. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, comment below if you guys think we're gonna be able to survive this 100-miler so that the YouTube algorithm gods can bless us and we can keep becoming the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Again, don't fact check that. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Come watch and see how we do for 100 miles in under 2 months training.
Gonna crush it.
We're gonna crush it.
GG.
Peace.